A very good morning, children. Children, this is your English period, and in this session, we are going to start with a new poem, that is Palanquin Bearers, which is given in your English reader book. So I would request everyone to kindly take out your English reader books and open poem Palanquin Bearers. Children, the name of the poem which we are going to study today in this session is Palanquin Bearers. This poem is written by Sarojini Naidu, who is also known as the Nightingale of India. Why Nightingale of India? Because nightingale is the name of a bird which sings so beautifully. So that is why Sarojini Naidu, she is known as Nightingale of India. So she has written this song. Actually, it is a song, not a poem. She has written this song so beautifully for a bride who has been carried by bearers. That is, bearers means to carry the burden on their shoulders. So children, here I am going to recite or sing this poem for you, and you have to first sit comfortably and listen to this poem. Each and every pronunciation you have to listen, and each and every line you have to carefully listen, and then after I recite this poem, you have to follow me and you have to also sing this poem. Then you have to learn this poem also. Alright, so let's get started. Palanquin Bearers. Lightly, oh lightly we bear her along. She sways like a flower in the wind of a song. She skims like a bird on the foam of a stream. She floats like a laugh from the lips of a dream. Gaily, oh gaily we glide and we sing. We bear her along like a pearl on the string. Softly, oh softly we bear her along. She hangs like a star in the dew of a song. She springs like a beam on the brow of the tide. She falls like a tear from the eyes of a bride. Lightly, oh lightly, we glide and we sing. We bear her along like a pearl on a string. So children, here I recited the whole poem. Now let us see what is this poem means. So children, before moving further, I wanted to show you a picture of a palanquin and the people, those who carry the palanquin. Alright, so children, in the picture you can see this is a palanquin where a newly wedded bride is sitting, and the people are carrying the palanquin through a long stick on their shoulders. Alright, so this is the exact picture of a palanquin. Alright, so here you can easily understand. Bearer, the people who carry palanquin on their shoulders are called bearers. Bearer means bear karna. Bear karna means carry karna ya hold karna. And this is a palanquin. Now let us first understand the summary of this poem. What is the summary of this poem and why it is written by Sarojini Naidu. Alright, so this poem is so beautifully woven around the custom of carrying a bride in a palanquin by palanquin bearers. इसका मतलब ये है बच्चा कि ये जो पोम सारोजिनी नायडू के थ्रू लिखी गई है, सारोजिनी नायडू ने ये जो पोम लिखी है, वो जो पहले कस्टम होते थे बेटा, जो ट्रेडिशन होता था कि जब एक न्यूली ब्राइड की मैरिज होती थी, वेडिंग होती थी, तो वो अपने घर से, अपने पेरेंट्स के घर से वो अपने न्यू होम में जाती थी, अपने इन लॉज के घर में जाती थी। तो वो कैसे जाती थी? वो कैसे जाती थी? थ्रू पैलंक्विन जाती थी। ऑलराइट, इन द अर्लियर डेज queens, princes also moved from one place to another by palanquin because there were no such vehicles transport available in the earlier days, so that is why they moved from one place to another by palanquin. All right, so a palanquin, what is a palanquin now? Palanquin is a covered vehicle without wheels that requires at least 4 strong people to carry it. So palanquin is a vehicle in which princesses, queens were carried when they wanted to go from one place to another. Long ago, queens in India were commonly carried around everywhere on palanquins, and the people who carried palanquin are known as bearers. Alright. Palanquin bearers are so happy in carrying the newly wedded bride to her in-laws' house, and that on the way they are singing along in harmony with their movement, and that is how they transform their dull task into one full of joy. These lines which I said now means that when a bride, when a girl is married, then she has to leave her parents' house, right? And she has to go to her new home, that is to her husband's house or in-laws' house. So how she moves from parents' house to in-laws' house? She moves or she goes through a vehicle called palanquin, and the bearers who are carrying that palanquin with the bride are so happy to carry her in moving from her parents' house to her in-laws' house. So in the way when the bearers are carrying the palanquin, it would be a dull task to carry or to take away from one place to another. So to change that situation, to change a dull and boring task of carrying into a joyful task by singing a song. So जो ये पोम लिखी गई है सारोजिनी नायडू के द्वारा बेटा, सो ये बेयरर्स के लिए लिखी गई है, यानी जो पैलंक्विन बेयरर्स हैं, जो पैलंक्विन उठा रहे हैं, कैरी कर रहे हैं ऑन देयर शोल्डर्स, तो वो जब कैरी कर रहे हैं, एक जगह से दूसरी जगह ले जा रहे हैं पैलंक्विन को, तो वो उनका एक जॉब है, वो टास्क है, तो वो बहुत बोरिंग और डल हो जाता है। तो वो ऑन देयर वे दे आर सिंगिंग अ सॉन्ग फॉर द ब्राइड, मतलब पैलंक्विन उठा के ले जा रहे हैं एक जगह से दूसरी जगह और वो गाना भी गा रहे हैं, सो एज टू एंटरटेन देमसेल्व्स एंड ट्रांसफॉर्मिंग और चेंजिंग अ डल टास्क इनटू अ टास्क वन फुल ऑफ जॉय. So children, this was the summary of this poem. ये जो पूरा पोम लिखा गया है ये इसी पे बेस्ड है कि how the palanquin bearers are carrying a newly wedded bride from her parents' house to her in-laws' house, and on their way, on their journey, they are singing a song for the bride to change a dull task into a task full of joy. Alright, so this poem, as I said earlier also, this poem is written by Sarojini Naidu. Sarojini Naidu was a poetess. That is why she has written many poems and songs. That is why she is known as the Nightingale of India. So now I'm going to tell you more about Sarojini Naidu, and I'll show you the picture also. So here you can see the image of Sarojini Naidu. She was a political activist. She was involved in politics. She was the first Indian woman president of Indian National Congress. That is, Indian National Congress is a party, all right. And she was also an avid poetry writer. She used to write, she used to compose many poems and songs, and also known as the Nightingale of India, as you already know. So children, today I have recited poem for you. I have told you the summary of this poem, also told you about Sarojini Naidu, alright. So this much for today, and in the next session I am going to explain you stanza wise meaning of this poem, alright. So your today's homework is to learn this poem and just recite in your home, okay. So thank you so much children, and be safe.